Good morning. Can everyone hear me? So my name is Erin Kobetz, and I am the Principal Investigator of Sylvester's Firefighter Cancer Initiative, and I'm here with my closest colleagues and the Deputy Directors, Natasha Saleh and Alberto Caban-Martinez, and it is our pleasure to welcome you to this year's International Fire Service Cancer Symposium. We changed the name intentionally because when we started, we were focused on firefighters, and now our work expands to the broader fire service. I'm really excited to hear a couple of days of science, to think about how we can apply that service to keep our first responders healthy. For those of you who don't know, this is 10 years since the start of the Firefighter Cancer Initiative, which is really exciting. And in this decade, many of you in this room have become personal friends and family, and the work that we do together does change lives. It's certainly transformed mine. I want to take a moment before we kick off with a retrospective video that shows what we've accomplished over 10 years to just acknowledge why this work started. So I'm holding a helmet that was given to my friend Sam Eden by Butch Smith, who was a fire captain in Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, who at the very young age of 40 was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, which is a type of cancer that usually doesn't affect individuals until they're much older. And Butch was committed to this notion that if he was going to die of cancer, that he needed to actually spark a conversation and to catalyze the opportunity to do research to understand why firefighters were at increased risk of developing and dying of cancer. And we keep, Butch's goal and promise very close to our heart. Someone else who's in the room today is Alima Perez, whose husband Julius Perez was one of the first firefighters that we were aware of in Miami-Dade County, who was diagnosed with cancer and died, and was part of our personal motivation at the University of Miami for working with all of you to pursue this work. We have a tremendous 2 days. We are here. Tomorrow ends with a celebration of the 10 years of what we have accomplished collectively. So with that, we're going to kick off the video, and then we'll turn it over to our keynote speaker. Unless there's anything. Okay.
We're here to recognize the tremendous effort of the Firefighter Cancer Initiative.
A decade of being an agent of change.
We started in 2015. It's to study the cancer risks in the fire service and how to mitigate those risks.
A decade of helping save lives.
The research, the studies that we've been a part of, all point to that firefighters have certain cancers elevated in the general population.
Putting it on par with smoking and obesity as an independent contributor to cancer risk and outcome.
We're delighted to have you with us to participate and share in the inaugural 2019 National Firefighter Cancer Symposium.
6 national symposiums informing and educating with the latest research, starting with 300 attendees in 2019 and growing to more than 1,300 last year.
10 years ago, we would never have had this conference. 5 years ago, no one would come to it. And now look around you. Everybody is talking about cancer in the fire service.
I do have breast cancer right now. This is completely has to be for my job. I'm just lucky that I went and got checked. You just have to protect yourself and make sure you wear all your PPE. That's why we're here, for prevention.
75 peer-reviewed publications, 253 presentations made among academics and our community. Participation goes beyond 48 counties in Florida. The FCI is a partnership among all 50 states, the Caribbean, Europe, Australia, and South America, educating more than 13,000 firefighters, leading to change in processes and policy that have reshaped health protection for these first responders, reducing risk exposure through decontamination of gear and of cabs, a process that in collaboration with policymakers is now state statute.
With research, with best practices, with interventions, we're learning together and sharing how to prevent firefighter cancer, certainly try to mitigate the exposure to the many carcinogens that you find at an emergency scene of all types.
Medical profession, fire department, police department, we all have a common goal. This initiative is so important for our community.
Plus a national firefighter cancer registry and 2 mobile clinics completing more than 800 physicals in the last 3 years alone. We renew our commitment to emerging new threats through cutting-edge research.
This is a huge wake-up call for us. The quicker that we can identify what we need to handle these types of fires, the quicker we're going to keep our community safe, the quicker we're going to make our firefighters safe.
Expanding our reach across the country with 4 NCI partnerships, while strengthening them at home.
And they're off. Take them away.
We're one team, one fight, committing to a world without cancer. It's a celebration of everything that we are and everything that we've done and the potential of what we can be.
It's so impactful, and it means a lot to see that the work that we're doing is really making change in the department.
The work that we have been able to do together is the greatest privilege of my career. It's science that translates to action and changes lives.